Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators.
To each other and you respect each other's music. You know, it's always that conversation, yo, we gotta do something. You know that.
Right.
And it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I loved.
The drama surrounding Jay-Z and Beyonce isn't just gossip anymore. It feels like a cultural reckoning unfolding in real time, with decades of rumors, blind items, old interviews, and resurfaced clips colliding into one massive, chaotic narrative. What was once whispered in niche forums and late-night radio segments is now front and center.
This business is so disgusting that I can't.
You know, the time filler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When that time filler turns into something real, then it's
the picture.
Dissected across timelines, podcasts, and live streams. And at the heart of it all are two of the most powerful figures in modern music, Sean Jay-Z Carter and Beyonce Knowles Carter, names that for years seemed immune to scandal on this scale. For a long time, the Carters represented aspiration. Billionaires, hitmakers, industry royalty. Their love story was framed as strategic yet unbreakable, private yet iconic. They moved in silence, dropped surprise albums, built empires. But silence, especially in today's hyperdigital age, can quickly turn from mystique into suspicion. And once certain allegations began resurfacing, the narrative shifted from admiration to interrogation. When Jay-Z's name began circulating in connection with the Epstein files, the reaction was immediate and explosive. An anonymous accuser allegedly claimed she woke up in a room with Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein, accusing Weinstein of assault while Jay-Z allegedly observed. The claim has not been proven in court. There has been no conviction tied to Jay-Z, but the mere association with names like Epstein and Weinstein was enough to ignite outrage. In the public imagination, proximity alone became incriminating. Then came the question that intensified everything. If Jay-Z was being named, what about Beyonce? When reports suggested her name also appeared in documents connected to Epstein's broader network, even without context or confirmed wrongdoing, the internet took that as permission to dig up every rumor that had ever surrounded her. And suddenly, long-dormant conspiracies felt new again. One of the biggest threads revived was the 2011 pregnancy controversy.
That is becoming more and more clear is that we aren't just looking at a bunch of wealthy creeps.
I'd send emails, publicly, happy birthday and all this stuff, and the entire
moment when Beyonce's baby bump appeared to fold during an interview has never fully disappeared from online conversation. At the time, her team dismissed the speculation. Supporters defended her. But critics clung to the theory that she used a surrogate while publicly presenting herself as pregnant with Blue Ivy. For years, it lived as a fringe conspiracy. Now, it was being reframed as part of something bigger. That's when Kathy White's name resurfaced with renewed intensity. Online theories have long suggested that Kathy White was romantically linked to Jay-Z and may have been involved in a surrogate arrangement. These claims remain unproven. Officially, Kathy White passed away from an aneurysm. But in conspiracy circles, her death became a central piece of a much darker narrative. Wendy Williams, back during her radio and daytime television peak, had openly mentioned Kathy White at a time when mainstream outlets avoided the topic entirely. Wendy questioned the secrecy. She questioned timelines. She questioned why so much privacy surrounded Blue Ivy's birth, including reports that Beyonce and Jay-Z secured an entire hospital floor at enormous cost. To some, that was celebrity privilege. To others, it was suspicious. Now, with Jay-Z's name trending in more serious allegations, Wendy's old commentary is being reframed as foresight. Clips of her speaking boldly about Beyonce's pregnancy circulate daily. Supporters argue Wendy was punished for speaking too freely about powerful figures.
Operating with total impunity. We are looking at a massive criminal network that may be responsible for
time this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling.
Critics argue she trafficked in sensationalism. But either way, her voice is back in the conversation. And then there's Jaguar Wright. Jaguar has repeatedly accused Jay-Z and Beyonce of participating in disturbing industry practices, linking them to Diddy's private parties and implying a culture of exploitation among elites. She has referenced Aaliyah's tragic plane crash, suggesting the industry is capable of far darker manipulation than the public understands. There is no verified evidence tying Beyonce or Jay-Z to Aaliyah's death. Official investigations ruled it an aviation accident, But when Jaguar connects those dots in interviews, viewers who already distrust the industry begin to see patterns. Former associates like Larry Johnson have added their own stories, describing parties hosted by the Carters where the environment felt unsettling. Again, no confirmed criminal findings, only personal accounts. But in a climate already charged with suspicion, those accounts land differently than they might have years ago. The Diddy connection has only intensified scrutiny. After federal investigations into Diddy's activities made headlines, attention turned to anyone publicly close to him. Old footage resurfaced of Beyonce and Jay-Z attending his events. Then attorney Ariel Mitchell revealed she had been approached about a tape allegedly involving Diddy and another high-profile celebrity. She refused to name the second person. She confirmed only that the individual was more high-profile than Diddy and visible in the footage. The internet, predictably, began guessing. No proof. No charges involving Beyonce or Jay-Z in that context. But
of hundreds of women.
They thought they ended our girl Wendy.
All kinds of things.
And trust, Wendy has receipts on all of this.
once speculation reaches that level, it doesn't retreat quietly. Blind Items began describing a powerful female singer feeling trapped, depressed, contemplating escape from handlers and industry control. Though unnamed, readers assumed Beyonce. YouTuber Storm Monroe speculated that if Jay-Z were formally exposed for serious wrongdoing, Beyonce might strategically separate to preserve her brand. Again, this is theory, not fact. But in today's media ecosystem, theory spreads at the speed of certainty. Some fans are furious at what they see as a coordinated smear campaign. They argue that Beyonce and Jay-Z have been targets of conspiracy culture for decades, from Illuminati symbolism accusations to ritual rumors to claims of occult influence. They see the resurfacing of these stories as part of a pattern. Powerful black artists achieving unprecedented wealth and influence become magnets for exaggerated mythology. Others aren't convinced it's that simple. They point out Jay-Z's documented business ties across powerful networks. They argue that elite circles often protect their own. They believe silence from the Carters is strategic damage control rather than innocence. Through it all, Jay-Z and Beyonce have remained largely silent about the specific allegations swirling online. They continue touring, releasing music, attending events. Their public image remains polished, but silence
My job situations, my relationships,
in the digital age is interpreted in extremes. To some, it's dignity. To others, it's avoidance. What makes this saga so gripping isn't just the accusations themselves. It's the scale of what's being questioned. We're not talking about a single scandal. We're talking about the possible unraveling of a cultural legacy that spans over 2 decades. If even one serious allegation were proven in court, it would reshape music history. If none of it holds up, it will stand as a case study in how quickly internet speculation can attempt to dismantle an empire. And looming in the background is Wendy Williams, once dismissed, now viewed by some as vindicated. Her supporters argue she was silenced. Her critics say she thrived on provocation. But her name keeps resurfacing alongside every new development. The truth is, at this moment, much of what's circulating remains allegation, speculation, or interpretation. There have been no criminal convictions against Beyonce in relation to these rumors. Jay-Z has not been convicted of the crimes being discussed online. Official investigations involving Epstein and Diddy have not publicly named them as defendants in criminal proceedings tied to these claims. But perception is powerful. And right now, perception is volatile. So the question becomes bigger than just Jay-Z and Beyonce. It becomes about how we process allegations in the social media era. Do we treat proximity as guilt? Do we separate rumor from evidence? Do we believe whistleblowers automatically, or demand court-level proof before forming opinions? The Carters built their empire on control, of narrative, of access, of image. For years, they mastered the art of saying little and letting mystique do the work. But this moment feels different. This moment feels like the internet isn't satisfied with mystique anymore. Is this the beginning of a major exposure? Or another example of conspiracy culture attaching itself to celebrity power? Is Wendy Williams a truth teller who was ignored? Or a provocateur whose past commentary is being repurposed to fit a new storm? The story is still unfolding. And in a world where screenshots live forever and allegations echo endlessly, the line between truth and theory grows thinner by the day. What do you believe is really happening behind the scenes? Is this the unraveling of an empire or the latest wave of internet mythology? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want deeper breakdowns as this story continues to evolve, make sure you like and subscribe, because if history has taught us anything, it's that this saga is far from over.